Hello, everybody. I hope everyone can hear me. We are live. Hopefully, we are live. And I just wanted to get on here today to share with you guys that today is my birthday, actually. And I don't think I've ever done. I don't think I've ever done a birthday live stream. So I'm hoping I get a few people in here. Maybe, maybe not. I kind of like the way this looks now, by the way. I might use this frame uh, shot for when I do my live stream, just because I kind of like the backgrounds over here. Cool Harvest says first, thank you for jumping in, man. Appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you for the birthday wishes, by the way. I got myself a new shirt over here, by the way. Legend of Zelda. I got it at Ross actually for like $7, so super proud of that. But yeah, I mean, I wanted to get on here just because, I've been on vacation this week. I decided to take some time off today, or today in general. It's my birthday, obviously, right? Luckily, my family was nice enough to treat me to lunch today. I went out and with my mom, my sister, my niece, a few of my cousins, and we enjoyed a good Latino lunch or Mexican lunch. I'm from Texas, so the food was delicious. We went to a local restaurant called Costa Mesa today, and the food was on par. I ate a Mexican plate which consisted of enchiladas and whatnot. Stephen Oberding, happy birthday, Mike! Thank you very much, man. I appreciate you guys chiming in today on my live stream. I don't know how long this live stream is going to be, by the way, guys. I just wanted to kind of get on and share with you guys. Hey, it's my birthday, right? I normally don't share, I guess, personal things like that, especially on my YouTube channel. So today, if you guys are not aware, April 11th is my birthday. I turned 33 today, by the way. So I know I'm not looking 33. Definitely, I know I look a lot younger than that, but for the most part, I've just wanted to get on here and just kind of give a little quick speech, I guess, an appreciative speech of, how you should vlog. My birthday is Tuesday, April 30th. Steven, if I don't talk to you by then, happy early birthday, man. I mean, being an April baby is probably one of the best things that can be out there, right? Space Turds, happy birthday, sexy. Ooh, thank you. I got a sexy in there. I appreciate that. I appreciate any compliments on honestly. Yeah, I mean, woo, I didn't realize I was gonna get so many people on here today. I'm Let's see if I can at least get 10 people to wish me happy birthday right here. Look at my nasty hands, by the way. Yeah, but for the most part, I've just been enjoying my day, relaxing. Again, I went out and did some shopping. I got some new shoes, by the way. Let me take one off so that I can show you guys, and y'all give me feedback on these or not. I got some cool Puma shoes, actually. How old am I, Steven? I'm 33 today, man. 33 years young. Still can't grow a beard. Still can't grow a full mustache. I feel like sometimes like I'm a teenager without actually being a teenager. But yeah, I got some birthday money from my family. My dad, my mom hooked it up. My brother, who sent me some cash also. So woo, like I bought myself a nice pair of shoes here, and these are just kind of casual. C Butler, thank you very much for joining in today. Let me put my shoe back on. We are the same age. Too sweet, buddy. 33. I will be 23 on the 30th. Shout outs to you, Steven, for being almost 23. That's young. You're 10 years younger than me, but at the same time, people keep telling me, "Oh, 33 is still young." I keep getting that a lot, but at the same time, I'm not a college student anymore. I have a full-time job. I do this obviously on the side as well. So YouTube is something that I want to continue doing for you guys as long as I can get y'all support and as long as I can continue having somewhat of a fan base. I guess I don't know if I'll ever hit the 20,000 sub mark or even the 100K mark. I don't know. That just seems so far away from me right now, considering I'm where I am right now. But I wanted to let you guys know that I still plan to do YouTube, whether the algorithm just sucks or not, and just go from there. I want to keep just being consistent on what I do here for you guys, especially because I know that there are people out there that do enjoy my content. So the whole 4 or 5 of you guys watching right now. So So just a little while ago, I just watched one of Stefan, or AKA Tech Right's videos on, him being grateful and whatnot as well, just being a YouTuber, and kind of him just not focusing on like little things like the money anymore, and just staying away from negativity as well. I definitely want to, stay on that, good path of not just being able to just think about one thing when I'm making the videos, but overall just continuing to put out good content for you guys, making sure that my fans and people that are watching are still enjoying my videos. Obviously, I mean, I just want to continue doing it. Um, well, I kind of like the way this looks, guys. I don't know why. Normally, I will sit over there in the corner of this couch in front of all that, but I kind of like the way this looks. I don't know why I haven't. Can I zoom in? Whoa. Hello. Hello. Let me see. Am I getting more comments? Okay, I might just leave it like that. Hold on. Let me just see if I can zoom in just a smidge. I'm touching the screen here, guys. Sorry. Okay, I don't know if that's going to work. Hold on. Steven Oberding says, my birthday is going to suck. I had left foot surgery yesterday morning from breaking my foot from playing basketball I stepped on last night. Oh, man. Well, I hope you recover very soon. Hold on. Can I zoom in again? You guys can just see my face and Scott Hall there. All right, the app needs to kind of get better, but anyways, there we go. I don't like the brownness of this door over here, but I kind of like do like the way this looks. Let's see. C Butler says we're the same age. Steven, I'm sorry, man, that you broke your foot. I don't know what happened there exactly for you. But I hope that you recover quickly. Don't think of you breaking your foot as a negative, man. I mean, obviously, you're not going to be able to go and like, you know, jump ropes or do like go to a trampoline park for your birthday, man. But I mean, you're going to be 23 years old. Enjoy yourself with your family. Just take the time to appreciate what you do have, opposed to what you don't have, right? I think that a lot of us kind of have to kind of get into that type of mentality. Especially me, for instance. I feel like the past couple years. I had kind of gone on a little bit of a downward spiral, especially because, personal issues as far as me and my relationships went with, my ex-girlfriend, etc., like that. And post all of that, post breakup and everything like that, and whatnot, you just kind of have to, you kind of get set in a depressive state to where you just don't want to do anything. You don't want to talk to anyone. You feel like kind of like no one in the world kind of really knows you or gets you, I guess, especially when getting off such a long-term relationship. But at the same time, I have to appreciate all my friends, all of my family, everyone that's been there for me over the past couple of years. People that are coming into your life. People, don't realize that, every day is an opportunity to meet someone or get to know someone, or just do little things like that. I think that my mentality is definitely changing when it comes to stuff like that, especially with my family. I mean, I always want to try to stay as close to my family as possible. Friends as well. I'd rather have. I was telling this to one of my friends earlier because I'm gonna actually go get together with some friends a little bit later, but she was like, "Oh, should I invite this person or whatever?" And I was like, "Yeah, that's fine." But, I told her I don't have a lot of people to invite to this little, get together that I'm having, which is at a local arcade. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the videos that I've done, but I've shot videos of this local arcade. And for the most part, it's just going to be a handful of people that I have actually invited to that venue. It's not like I have like 100 people that I can invite and say, "Hey, come to my party," or all of you guys watching on YouTube, come to my party. You know what I mean? Okay, hold on. I'm seeing. Okay, let's see. Steven Oberding says he will be out 3 to 5 weeks and he can't drive for 2 weeks, man. Well, take it with a grain of salt, man. If you can't drive for 2 weeks, think of it this way: someone's gonna have to drive you around for the next couple weeks, and vice versa. Or if you still have to get to class, do it, man. Space Turd says I should answer some messages tonight. Oh gosh. No comment there, okay. I don't know if that was someone that reached out to me the other night on Instagram, but we again, Art Dog says happy birthday. Thank you, sir, for the birthday wishes, man. I know you're a big fan of my YouTube channel, and I want to thank you for wishing me a happy birthday, man. Again, if you're just joining in, I just decided to do this quick live stream. I don't know how long I'm going to be on, probably about 30 minutes, maybe max an hour, just to kind of just sit here and talk with you guys for my birthday. I do plan to go out this evening. I'm gonna go pick up a buddy of mine, and then we're gonna go hang out somewhere, local over here where I live. But man, yeah, we're just chit chatting. We're talking. I was telling everyone earlier that I was able to, go do some shopping earlier. I bought a new pair of shoes. I bought some new shirts. I'm trying to change up my wardrobe a little bit. Most of my wardrobe, like what I'm wearing now, this is a new shirt, by the way, new shirt. But basically, what I'm wearing here, it's a new shirt, but at the same time, most of my shirts and whatnot are like kind of like dark gray color or black. So I'm kind of sticking with that theme, I guess. I don't know why, but I'm also starting to buy a few more button ups as well, because I feel like, I don't know. For someone that's my age, right? I'm 33. That I don't have enough kind of dressy clothes. So, wow. Okay, hold on. Let me turn this. I'm kind of messing with the angles here, guys, just to see how this looks like. So, let me just check my phone. My phone's kind of going off here. All right, my boss just texted me actually wishing me a happy birthday. So, I'm hoping that they're having a good week over there at my job. I'm having a great week. A great week. Yeah, West 2. Okay, sorry, that's just the store number, West 2. But, okay, guys, so let's see. Steven says he works full time. And Art Dog says, I am way older than you, and I feel like I should be dressed. Okay, you're way older than me, and you feel like you should be dressing better. I mean, I'm pretty plain Jane when it comes to dressing up and whatnot. I don't go out. I'm not the type of guy to go out to like clubs or downtown where the music scene is, etc. like that. I'm more of a stay-in type guy. I like to stay in, watch a lot of YouTube. Obviously, I like to produce YouTube videos for you guys. But I'm also just the type of guy that will go out and hang out with his friends. I'd rather just hang out with a close group of friends, either go bowling or something like that, something that's not too crazy. I'm not a drinker, by the way, guys. So for those of you who don't know or want to know a little more about me, I do not drink alcohol. I just never has been a priority in my life to want to go out and drink, especially because I've seen a lot of just bad things go on around me. When it comes to alcohol, whether it be friends or family. So I try to stay away from that. And I'm not trying to diss anyone that does drink, though. You know what I mean? So if you drink socially, etc., like that, have fun with your friends. Just be safe about it. Don't do anything stupid, okay? I do not do okay. Space. I'm just gonna respond to Space Turd's comment by saying no, okay? Because I don't even want to mention that because I don't want this. Video to get flagged, as I feel like YouTube is kind of getting PG in a sense. Oh, okay. I'm again responding to a message here. Okay. All right. Sorry. So yeah. I mean, for the most part, I stay away from drinking. I don't do any of that. I've never. Whoa. Hello. What happened here? No, I'm not trying to report anyone over here. Sorry, I'm like touch screening stuff over here on my phone. How's the sound quality, by the way, you guys? I mean, can you guys hear me? Does everything sound good? Whatnot. So yeah. Again, it's just never been something that I've been wanting to do. Seems like you always got to watch what you say on YouTube now. Yeah, I mean, especially what happened with MTR Magic Tech a while back. He. Hold on. I remember he got banned from doing live streams for about 2 months, I think, for just mentioning something. And I'm not going to mention what he mentioned because I feel like, hold on. I feel like YouTube just became like so commercial now, and it's not so much about the content creators now as it is about like the marketing and the commercials. Like I feel like, and I was kind of ranting about this the other day. Steven Oberding says, I still use the Bluetooth speaker that I won from you. Great, man. I appreciate that, dude. If you can send me a pic of, your setup or whatever with the Bluetooth speaker, and I'll post up a picture either on my YouTube timeline or like my Facebook or Twitter timeline, just saying, hey, that you enjoy the speaker, man. I don't know when the next time I'm gonna do a giveaway. I know YouTube is their timeline and their stuff is kind of getting stricter when it comes to doing giveaways. Like you can't tell people go subscribe to me and you'll get you can be entered for a giveaway. Apparently that's like a no now. So let's see. Space Turd says it seems like YouTube is all about the money these days. The owners, that is, not the creators. Most of them, yeah. So I was talking about this the other day. I think it's pretty crazy how good people have gotten as far as their content creation. Like if you follow guys like Marquez, or if you go back to some of our older YouTube channels, it's been pretty crazy on how the amount of YouTubers have over a million subscribers now. I think it's over 2 or 3,000 now that there's that many YouTube channels that have like a million subscribers. But not just that, like the fact that the production quality, it's like, man, a lot of these people, they're making so much money via AdSense now that they're able to put together studios, buy way better equipment, and just vice versa. Like me, I'm live streaming on a cell phone with just a little mobile mic over here. So my quality level is not going to be as what you see on like Unbox Therapy's quality level, especially with all the camera angles that you guys see going on. Well, hello. YouTube is getting strict. I was talking about it the other day with CV Tech and even Aloha Android. We were talking about that. If you're a new to YouTuber, basically the policy and guidelines for live streaming now are basically like if you were trying to monetize your videos. Like if you're, whoa, hello. Oh, nice. Hold on. Oh, nice. That looks. I'll be heading out in a bit. Okay, hold on. I'm over here typing on my computer. Okay, hold on. Oh my gosh, what's going on with my keyboard? Hold on. I'm trying to type. I'll be heading out in a bit. I know one of you mentioned me doing vlog videos, though. I don't know. Okay, whoa, hello. Okay, let's see. Space Turd says people like Jeffree Star and Shane Dawson make more money than some regular celebs. I'm dead live stream. Okay, Nowaski boys. Oh, what's up? No Life 2692. No, yes, today is my birthday, man. So if you're just joining in, wish me a happy birthday. Join in the party here. Join in on the quick live stream that I'm doing here. Yes, Shane Dawson and a lot of these people that have like 20 plus million YouTube subscribers are making more money than celebs. Why do you think, people like Lisa Koshy, she's an actress, by the way. She does small acting bits in small movie roles, but I'm pretty sure she makes most of her money off YouTube and her YouTube Premium, whatever. So I think that's just pretty crazy, the fact that, a lot of these people are multi-millionaires already within like matter of year, you know what I mean? No Life, thank you for saying, am I turning 21? Yeah, I'm only 21 today, yeah. No, I'm not turning 21. I'm actually 33 years old today, man. So I was born in 1986. And I was actually born around 8:27 in the evening from what my mother was telling me. So technically, I wasn't born just yet 33 years ago, but I will be in about about an hour or so. So, man, yeah, dude. I appreciate the comment though. I'm not turning 21. I'm not getting any younger, unfortunately. I wish I was still close to that age though. Let's see. My boss says, okay, take it slow. Wednesday like usual. Sunday's gonna be tough because I like. Oh wow. All right, I'm sure somebody will replace it. Okay, let's see. I'm jealous. I wish I could have been a teen in the 1990s. Art Dog says you look a lot younger, which isn't a bad thing, and I'm glad I still look a little young. Although I do have a little bit of gray hair. I'm sorry, my hair's a little messed up. But if you guys look like right here where my finger is, I'm starting to get a little bit of white hair and grayness over here. So that's why I try to keep my hair short over here on the side. It's not so much on this side as it is on the other side. So So, Space Turds is just giving me some good compliments over here. Let's see. Space Turds also said, "I'm jealous. I wish I could have been a teen in the '90s." I mean, I was in my teens in the late '90s. I think I turned 13 in 1999, I believe, 1998 or 1999. So I mean, I wasn't a teen for long in the '90s. I mean, I still grew up in that era where I was listening to like Eminem's first album or Limp Bizkit, Britney Spears, the Backstreet Boys, Christina Aguilera. Like that's my era right there. But I was lucky enough to grow up in the late '80s. Also, I mean, I lived 4 years in the '80s. That makes me feel a little old still saying that because I'm 33 already. But I got to live through Britney's prime. Yeah, I remember. I think my brother had her CD. My brother or sister, one of them, bought a CD of hers. I remember the original like pink labeled CD that she had back in the day. And a lot of you might not know what a CD is, okay, or an MP3, I guess, or an MP3 player, right? No one needs those nowadays. I guess it's pretty crazy, but man, dude, I'm lucky to be here. I'm lucky to, still have my health, obviously. Knock on wood over here, right? Continuing to bring content for you guys. Art Dog says, "What's a CD?" Yeah, that's a good one. You know what's funny about that? If I'm talking about CDs, but I remember there were CDs that had special things on them. Like I remember, I think they called them enhanced CDs back in the day. And this is when people would put out albums, right? But if you were able, it was kind of like a DVD, I guess, or so to speak. It was like somewhat of a DVD, but it was like a CD that had like video on it, but it wasn't really titled a DVD. But it was mostly when people were putting out their albums, and it had special features that allowed you to put it into your CD-ROM. Or even like a DVD player back then, and it would play something back for you, like something like special stuff. Uh, yeah, you could put the CD in your computer and watch videos. Basically, that's what it was. So it's just very interesting to go back and think about all these little memories, especially when I was growing up. I mean, I didn't have a huge CD collection because back then even CD players were pretty costly. I mean, I think even the cheap ones were between like 50 and $100 just to buy a CD player, and to get a CD player that didn't skip when you were walking or running. That was just pretty crazy even back then. I think I feel I think back then I felt so cool for walking around with the CD player with like real ghetto headphones. I didn't even have a nice pair of headphones. It was like those old school Sony ones that had kind of like a weird shape. Let's see. No Life says, what's one thing you missed back then and want now in 2019? I don't know. That's a good question. That is a really good question, No Life. Because technology has changed us so much that like I don't know if I could bring something back and really enjoy it nowadays because of how easy things are now. I guess if there's one thing that I can bring back, it would probably be like the old school camcorders, I guess, because I remember that was my first experience with videos back then, actually, and making videos. I remember my mom bought like this old school Sony, you know, I guess camcorder. Bring back MySpace. MySpace was actually post high school for me. I graduated high school in 2004, so the whatever the heck that was. What am I trying to say? MySpace social media wasn't really around when I was in high school. I think they had websites like LiveJournal.com, or I used what was called the website was called Melodramatic.com. And now that I think about it, that was more of like a girl website, but people used that website back in the day. It was more of like just like a random blogger website where you would just go and post whatever content that you wanted, I guess. But it wasn't MySpace. I think MySpace. I don't know if I would bring back MySpace. I think what I miss about that is having like the top eight or whatever, or the way people would comment on your timeline back then. It was pretty interesting, I guess. Okay, hold on. Sounds good. Okay, one of my cousins that I'm gonna pick up. Let's see. Oh man, all right. So it looks like, do we have more people joining in? I don't think I would bring MySpace though. I would bring back like those old school camcorders, I guess, with those little mini tapes. I remember connecting it to my TV and watching back all the video. And it makes you think how people actually did video editing back in the day, especially with those type of devices. Just because now it's just so easy. Everyone has a cell phone, so everyone has the capability to go on and edit video on their phone. Basically, let's see. People used to get into fights over the top eight. You're right, Space Turds. Space Turds, that makes me wonder how old you are now, by the way, if you're talking about stuff like that. Because I used MySpace, and I remember I had friends messaging me saying, hey, why am I not on your top eight back in the days? So, uh, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, tech back then was a lot different. I mean, I remember I didn't even have a cell phone, and I didn't have a cell phone in high school. I think like my two nephews both have iPhone 10s. They're not even 13 years old yet. You know what I mean? And they have better phones than me, and that says something about the generation gap between when I was 13 years old and when they're actually 12, by the way. But when I was 12, I mean, I was just looking forward to getting like a video game for my birthday. You know what I mean? I wasn't thinking about cell phones and having this expensive piece of tech in my hand. Yes, I mean, I think at that age I was probably I had the PlayStation 1 and the Nintendo 64, so I was at that time worried about like having the latest game to play on my PlayStation 1, by the way, or my Nintendo 64. And it was just funner for me to just get together with friends who had the same interest as me, who wanted to play like Super Smash Bros. Or who wanted to just play a game and binge a game like all night. Basically, I think that's my generation right there. I know nowadays, I mean, you can still sit online and play video games all night, it's still pretty cool. I think the interactiveness now between now and then is a lot different. Space Turd says I had MySpace when I was 11. Okay. The first console I remember playing was the PS2. Okay, so kids with an iPhone 10s, yeah, times have definitely changed. So I think it's just crazy. Me being 33, I appreciate all the smart tech that we have now. The way the computer advancement also has just been crazy. I remember using computers back then, and what they can do now, opposed to what they did back then. Obviously, it's a big change, especially when it comes to gaming and things like editing video and stuff like that. Just the specs of computers and cell phones and just all of this portable equipment has just gone crazy. Like my I have a DSLR that I can link up with my cell phone via an app, and I can transfer all of my files from my DSLR to this cell phone within minutes, guys. Like, it's crazy. Like, I remember before, if you had a camera, you would have to hook it up to your computer, like old school style, right, via whatever wire it came with. It was mostly like a mini USB wire or whatever. And I just think it was crazy, the fact that now I can just do it via my cell phone. I don't have to connect any wires. If you have Bluetooth, any type of Bluetooth computer or devices, it's just easy to connect like that. So I think it's pretty crazy. Let's see, do I still have some viewers here? I can't really see the number on my end. I have about 4 people watching. If you guys are watching and you haven't liked this video, please give it a like, please. That'll help me with my algorithm ratings over here, right? I hate using that word now, algorithm, the YouTube algorithm. I hate using that word, but what can you do? Oh, I need to move this shirt, by the way, because I'm actually gonna wear this shirt when I go out right now. So I bought a button up, by the way. So I want to feel like a gangster. Let's see. I remember my computer with less than 1 GB of RAM. Now phones have 10 gigs of RAM. That's crazy. That's why people don't realize it, but that's why phones are so expensive nowadays. I think that's why the price of phones have gone up exponentially, because of the amount of RAM and the amount of tech. People complain about it, but at the same time, a computer with like 1 gig of RAM back in 1999 was probably retailing for more than $1,000 also. So it's really not a surprise, and especially because these phones have like a lot of memory now. I think like the base standard for these are like at least 64 gigs of internal ROM, right? But I remember just buying my first SD card back in the day. I remember my first SD card for my first digital camera. It was about, I think it was 1 gig, just 1 gig, guys, which is not a lot nowadays. But 1 gig of memory cost me about $70 or $80, guys. $70 or $80, and I remember buying it. I went to Walmart. I had gotten my camera, and I was like, dang, like I need to do this now. Let's see. Why is RAM so expensive, anyways? I've heard a lot of things about RAM. I know I can tell you that I know that there's a lot of stuff going on with cryptocurrency and a lot of people buying off a lot of the stuff. I don't know. I can't give you specifics to why RAM is so expensive. I mean, for the most part, though, computer RAM is not cheap still. I mean, I remember when I built the computer that's behind me, by the way. I only bought 16 gigs of RAM, and it cost me about a little over $100. I think it was like 130 or $40 for just 16 gigs of RAM for that internal memory. So I mean, it's not cheap. I'll tell you that much, guys. I mean, I think even though tech is getting way better, it's not getting cheaper. That's for sure. There are, I mean, cheap alternatives, obviously, and that's why I'm trying to like do a lot of these videos nowadays where I'm testing out these older phones opposed to like the newer tech or these budget phones. I mean, right now I'm live streaming on the new Mobile G3 Plus. So I mean, you can't knock cheaper devices, because I feel like the cheaper devices are getting a lot better. Like a mid-range or a cheaper device nowadays is probably something that you would get on a flagship from like 2 or 3 years ago. And like take the new Mobile G3 Plus, for instance. If I didn't have my iPhone 10, or if this phone broke for whatever reason, I would use this phone. I think it's a great phone, honestly. Okay, let me take a sip of water, guys. Okay, excuse me. Yeah, even a $50 phone has good specs now, and like I'm looking at phones like the Umidigi A3 Pro, which okay, you retracted that video, or you retracted that, by the way. That's okay. Retract it. Okay, you retracted a message, but yeah, even a $50 smartphone. Yeah, I mean, and thanks for that comment, R Dog, by the way. I mean, yeah, to still use a phone that's even 3 or 4 years old, which was technically a flagship from like 3 or 4 years ago, right? And it running. I mean, for the most part, like people are able to get their hands on these for a way lower cost. And I remember Rob or Aloha Android was actually talking about it. That consumers now in 2019 they're getting a lot smarter when it comes to the money that they're spending, especially on what they're buying. Just because iPhones are always going to be there. Obviously, I mean, he was talking about people owning the iPhone 7 or even the iPhone 8 still in 2019, and the fact of the matter is, you're not going to get much of a difference in as far as how the phone is being used, opposed to owning the iPhone 10, the iPhone 10X, or the iPhone 10X Max, or whatever. There's really not much of a noticeable difference in performance. I mean, yes, you're going to get better specs and better cameras. Obviously, that's always going to be a must. But like when I'm talking about that, like how great do we have to have the phones like now in 2019? Now that I'm talking about that video, and shout out to you, Rob, if you watch this video later on, man. Big shout out to you, man. I'm loving the fact that you're putting out a lot of these contents. Let's see. I had a 6 Plus until a few months ago, and it was still usable, to be honest. So yeah, I mean, a lot of people still own the iPhone 6 or the 6S Plus, man. I mean, they're, for the most part, I mean, the only thing that really kind of craps out on these phones is the battery. Like this phone, I was actually tempted on going to T-Mobile today and seeing if I can trade this in for a better phone or a newer iPhone, but only because I wanted something with a better battery life. The battery life on the iPhone 10. Yeah, I've already had this phone for about a year and 6 months already. No Life, thank you, man. First super chat since actually this is my first super chat all year, by the way. So No Life 2692, man. I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much for donating to my YouTube, by the way. I really appreciate that. Anyone that wants to donate, I'm not gonna I'm not gonna knock. It's my birthday. Thank you for that. So thanks for donating to the super chat. No Life 26. So yeah, I mean, again, I think the thing that kind of frustrates people about these phones nowadays is the battery life. I don't want to knock on having older phones, But now I'm starting to notice that and by the way, I got a new case for my iPhone 10. By the way, I bought this at Ross for like or not even $10. It was like $6 or $7. I don't know the brand. It says Hive. Let's see if we can get that. There we go, Hive. No Live, thank you again, man, for the donation, man. But again, I bought this new case for my phone. I have not seen. I don't know why I have not seen a lot of iPhone 10 cases out, especially like at places like Ross or Marshalls. But I went out. I spent a little bit of my birthday morning, and I was just excited to have a new case. The other one was already seeing better days, so and it's black, so I kind of like that. And you can kind of see like the white outline uh, of the actual backing. So I think it looks pretty cool. It stands out just a little bit. But yeah, man, I mean, for the most part, like it's just crazy how. Okay, let's see. No Life says the only smartphone I will get it has to have a FM tuner built in because it's a way to get free music without using data. That's totally true. I know that there was a lot of the smartphones actually have the capability, but they intentionally leave out that little feature so that you would have to pay for apps like Spotify and whatnot like that. What do you want to replace the iPhone with? Obviously, if I'm going to replace the iPhone, it's going to be with another iPhone. I'm either going to get, like, if I decide to do it, and I'll think about it over the next couple weeks or not, just because I'm kind of already getting frustrated with the battery life. But if I do replace it, it's going to be with, like, the iPhone XR or just the 10X. I don't really care for the size of the 10X Max, which is a lot bigger. Right now, I think this is a good pocketable phone for me, and that's because this is a big phone. Like, I think this is a huge phone. Okay, hold on, let me respond. Oh, it's okay. But for the most part, let's see. For the most part, I mean, again, this phone still gets the job done, but I've used it and I've had to charge the battery like at least once a day now. It's not giving me the full day of usage that I was getting when I first had this phone. So again, usability wise, it still runs great. You know, the phone doesn't get hot on me that often unless I'm like, you know, just having a lot of apps still open. For the most part, though, we'll see. I don't know. I might decide to just take this in, see if what credit they'll give me on a new phone, and just pay the extra $20 a month to lease it, or vice versa. Kel Joseph, I have heard the XR and it has a great battery life and camera. I use the XR actually. I use the XR for my job, and the battery life on it is amazing. I basically have the screen on the entire time when I'm at work, which is a full 9 hours. And for the most part, the battery it'll still have about 20% battery by the time I get out of work. So that phone does get the job done as far as battery life. I know it does because I know it has a bigger battery life. Even though the camera only has one sensor, even though it only has again one sensor, I've taken pictures with it comparable to this one, which has the dual sensor, and that specific phone camera takes great photos. I mean, there's really not a huge difference, honestly. I mean, I honestly think the XR takes better photos than the iPhone 10. And that's because I think the front-facing camera on that phone is better than the iPhone 10 as well. So people shouldn't knock on the iPhone XR is it XR too much? Even though the price point is a lot cheaper than the iPhone 10 and the 10X and the 10X Max, it's really it really will do the job. The only difference is obviously is you're not going to get the way the screen looks obviously compared to the other one. I mean, the other screen on the iPhone XR is going to be a lot different. It's not what the quality that you get on even the iPhone 10, which is an OLED display. I think I don't know. I'm not too much on phone displays. I think as long as you can see it, you're fine. I mean, for the most part, I don't really care about resolution on these type of screens either. Especially on the budget phones. Like on the budget phones, you're not going to get 1080. You're not even going to get 1080. Screen resolution. You'll get 720 for the most part, but that's why these budget phones are so much cheaper because the screens are not as great either. So right now I'm using the new mobile G3 Plus. I think the screen looks great on it. Do I think it's as good as the iPhone 10 screen? No, I don't think it's even close to the iPhone 10 or even something comparable like the Samsung Galaxy Note 9. You know what I mean? But I don't think it looks bad either. Especially on older devices like the Nexus 5X that I did, or even the Umidigi A3 Pro. I think you're not gonna get the same stuff that you get with these flagship devices, and it's just not gonna happen, guys. But the fact is, do you care about little features like how good the screen looks, or do you care more about how the phone performs and how long the battery life is? That's what I think. Um, No Life, by the way, thank you again for donating the $2. By the way, he says you have to try the new Nokia line with Android in it. So far, I have the Nokia 3.1, the basic line. I've been wanting to try them. I mean, I know they're not that expensive either, from what I know. But I mean, at the same time, I have to be really cautious on what phones I decide to review nowadays. Kel Joseph, thank you very much, by the way. Have a good day, man. Thank you for the birthday wishes, man. I appreciate it. But yeah, for the most part, again, no, shout outs to No Life for the $2 donation. That makes me very happy and humble that someone was willing to go out of their way about that. But yeah, for the most part, like these newer phones, again, they have like 4K displays, which, I mean, do you really need such a sharp or, I mean, for the most part, I'm blind, guys, by the way. Like, for the most part, I can't see anything, you know what I mean? So, I mean, my glasses, if I didn't have my glasses on, I wouldn't be, even if I had the sharpest screen and the sharpest display on a cell phone, I would not be able to see, just because, it really just depends on the person, obviously. But for the most part, like, I've never had anyone walk by me and say, "Oh man, the screen on your phone just looks so good." You know what I mean? Like, no one's ever walked. No matter what phone you're using, you can have an iPhone 10, the new S10 or the S10e or whatever. There's so many S10s nowadays. But you can have all these, but no one's ever just walked around, like, when you're at work or at school and saying, "Wow, that screen just looks so vivid and bright and whatnot." No one really cares. And the matter of fact is, a lot of people use, like, what do they call them? Those screen filters that cover out the screen. I forget what they call them. But basically, like, I mean, why have $1,000 smartphone if you're gonna have something like that even like on your screen, right? For me, I haven't wanted to get one. I do want to get a tempered glass screen though. I need to go shopping for one. I just need to check that out and see what's going on there. Let's see. No Life says all the phones now have the same specs anyway. For the most part, Space Turds, thank you so much. Yeah. Okay, I'm so happy for the donation, by the way. I really appreciate it. I mean, I don't know what to say there. I mean, thanks, guys. I wasn't expecting any super chats here for my birthday, but for the most part, these are actually the first super chats that I get all year. She beat you by $1, man. You're gonna have to up that if you want me to talk about you for the next hour. You have to talk about it. But no, I'm just kidding. But that's fine. I mean, honestly, whether you donate $1 or $3, whatever. I appreciate the fact that you guys are here still with me, especially when it comes to my YouTube channel. I think tomorrow, if I have a little bit of time, if I don't end up doing anything, I'm actually going to post a video, not so much a live stream. I'm actually going to do kind of like a react video to my first actual video. So I don't know I don't know how long you guys have been watching my YouTube channel, but I posted my first budget tech video back in October of 2013, or BTech video, right? And I remember I used a webcam to film that. So, okay, Art Dog says the 2K screen on my Note 5 looks noticeably better than my AMOLED One Plus, but I'm not willing to pay $1,000 for a difference in a new flagship. Yeah, I mean, again, no one's gonna really be talking about the screens. Yes, people are gonna be stoked that you have the new iPhone 10, but I feel like people are kind of just over owning new phones already, and the fact that they're just so expensive. Oh yeah, so Space Turd says that's cute, and she's excited to see. I'm assuming you're a girl, Space Turds. Yeah, assuming you're a girl. I'm hoping you're a girl, right? But anyways, thank you again for the donation. Yes, I am going to do a react video to my first ever YouTube video. And if you guys haven't taken the time to go watch it, go watch it. If you go to my YouTube page, go find it, and you're going to see how bad the quality of that video was. I think the first set of videos that I ever did, actually, I was holding the camera because I didn't have a tripod. I didn't own a tripod. I didn't own a digital camera back then. And I think I was actually filming. I think when I first started doing YouTube, I was actually filming with a cell phone. First, I was filming with webcams. I was just recording directly off a webcam, I think, on whatever computer I had back then. And now, man, now I mean now obviously I have a DSLR shooter with different lenses. I can shoot a lot with whatever I'm shooting here. Again, I'm shooting with a cell phone, or if I do live streams from my computer, I have a 1080p camera that I can use. So I'm just very, I'm very shocked from the difference that from now to back then. You know what I mean? And I remember back then, 1080p was the standard. I was actually shooting videos like in 480, I think. 480 or 720. I think 480 or 720 was actually the highest quality that I was doing at the time. But I remember back then, like if you shot in 1080, like, you had a good camera, you know what I mean? Which I thought was crazy. No, again, No Life, thank you for, I am Dylan and I'm a, okay, I'm not going to say thank you for subbing, but I'm not going to say that. That's a uh, very interesting username, by the way. No Life again, thank you for the donation. Space Turds, thank you again for the donation. I really appreciate it. No Life says I was the first donating. So No Life, again, you're going to get a shout out until the very end here. Space Turds as well, you're going to get a shout out. If you did a super chat, thank you guys again for doing that. But yeah, for the most part, I think it's just crazy. From the first video that I did here on YouTube, that was back in 2013. That was what, 7 years ago already? 2013, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 6 years ago. 6 years ago. Now, that's not the first video I ever posted on YouTube, but it was actually the first video that I posted on this specific channel. I think I've been posting on YouTube since early 2005, maybe, when I first started posting on YouTube. But again, what it is now compared to back then is a lot different. 2013 it was an interesting time in my life, though, and I think I will probably end off with that if you guys want to hear the story, right? But 2013, I believe, was it 2012 or 2013? Hold on, now I gotta go backtrack to this. Actually, I think it was 2012 when I first posted my first video here. I was off on the year. It was October of 2012. But I had just graduated with my associate's degree from a local community college, right? I stopped going to school. I finished right at my associate's, and I just decided to kind of work. I was going through a breakup with my first girlfriend at the time, and I didn't have a lot of friends to hang out with. I think a lot of my friends back then they weren't siding with her because her and I had a lot of mutual friends because we worked together. But at that time, we just kind of stopped hanging out. I kind of made it a point to just kind of get away from that because I didn't want to I didn't want to mess things up with her because she had started dating another guy also, etc. like that. So I just started watching a lot of YouTube, and I remember watching a lot of content back then with either Phone Dog or Techno Buffalo, or other YouTube channels like Pocket Now, Phone Arena, GSM Arena, whatever. I would just sit down and I would literally stay up until like 3 or 4 in the morning just watching YouTube videos, guys. I think I became obsessed with watching YouTube videos during that specific time. So I thought about it and I was like, wow, like, I had just barely started getting smartphones myself. At the time, I think my first ever smartphone was a Samsung. No, my first ever Android phone, excuse me, was the LG Optimus V, which was a Virgin Mobile phone, right? Yeah, YouTube is easy obsessed to come with. Let's see. Our dog says both my Xiaomi phones have FM radios. Haven't seen them on many phones. Yeah, I mean, you're right. It really depends on the phone nowadays. You won't get it with like an iPhone. It's got to be like an Android phone, though. But for the most part, like I just decided, hey, I think my first video wasn't my first phone video was actually on my old YouTube channel, not this YouTube channel. But I decided, hey, I'm gonna post a video of it wasn't the LG Optimus B, it was the LG Optimus Elite, which was the second version of that phone, which I wouldn't say it was a better built phone, but it was still a good phone. It was a little snappier, probably had a better camera. Battery life probably wasn't as great, but it was still somewhat of an okay phone to have. So I had the LG Optimus and then V, and then the LG Optimus Elite, and then after that, that's when I posted my first video on this current YouTube channel, which was it was the Samsung Galaxy Reverb, okay, and that was a Virgin Mobile phone. If you guys follow my YouTube channel over the years, guys like CV Tech or Aloha Android can tell you, That my first videos were mostly Virgin Mobile devices or Boost Mobile devices, and the reason why I liked Virgin Mobile back then was because their plans were so cheap. First of all, I think their base plan was like $25 a month, and their max plan at the time was I think $50 a month. So you had a $25 plan, a $35 plan, and then it just went up. Mobile data wasn't an issue back then. They did give you unlimited, and the only thing that they really charged you for was the minutes. Let's see. No Life says, I got to go. Hope you have a great. Thank you again, No Life. Thank you again for the super chat, by the way. I'm about to get off myself as soon as I finish the story. So, our dog says, what do I do with my old phones? Not sure what to do with mine. I actually sell mine. I mean, you'd be surprised. Websites like Swappa or even eBay, you know, people still buy these phones, especially in 2019. I mean, it really depends on the phone. But I've sold older devices, and you'll still make money just depending on how, you know, depending on the necessity. A lot of people will buy these phones off of them to resell them in other areas of the world. So it really just depends. A lot of people own used cell phone shops, etc., like that. So I've always had the luck of being able to resell a phone, whether how old it was. I never had any issues, especially on eBay. I mean, I think eBay was probably the easiest thing for me, but at the same time, you know, you do get charged those seller fees as well. So you might want to check out swappa.com. That's a website that I'm thinking about using very soon, because you can buy used and refurbished phones on there, etc., like that. So again, guys, you know, again, I was make my first set of videos. Again, I was using a webcam to shoot for the Samsung Galaxy Reverb. And if you watch that video, oh my God. And I'll have my react video on either tomorrow or by the weekend. But it was just so bad. You have no clue how bad that video was. It hurts my eyes to see that phone. As far as the audio quality, it sounded okay because I was talking on a webcam, so I wasn't that far away from it. And just how I talk now compared to how I talked back then, I feel like definitely I'm a lot more polished and practiced opposed to back then. Yes, I do say words like and a lot in my videos, or I just you know, if I'm not sure what to say, I'll use filler words. Everyone knows about these filler words, okay? Because if you ever taken a speech class, you will have heard these filler words. So again, for the most part, guys, you know, going from there, you know, I started off with a webcam. Thank you, Space Turds. I hope I'm well spoken. I was a speech major in college, and I actually graduated with a degree in mass communications. So I've had a lot of practice, especially when it comes to audio, video, obviously as well, because I have over 400 plus videos on YouTube already. So it'll be crazy when I hit 1,000. Who knows how good I will be once I hit 1,000 videos on here, and hopefully I can hit, you know, 100,000 subscribers eventually, right? Thank you for that comment, though. I know that my voice isn't the most gratifying voice. I sometimes hate hearing this voice playback sometimes when I'm editing my videos or after I post the video, and then one of my friends will be like, hey, you posted a new YouTube video, etc., like, you know, and I'm just like, oh, I hate hearing my voice, you know what I mean? But I mean, I'm hoping that this voice one day eventually brings home the money, brings home the bacon, if you know what I mean. And we'll see how that goes. But again, going from there, you know, after I started shooting with my webcam, I started shooting using cell phones. So whatever phone that I wasn't using at the time, I would record with. So I believe I started shooting with my Samsung Galaxy Reverb to do some other videos. Eventually, I kind of got away from shooting on a cell phone, though, and I started buying digital cameras. So I think my first digital camera that I bought for YouTube was some sort of Samsung digital camera. It shot in 720p, but for the most part, it got the job done. It had a zoom-in feature, etc., like that. It was horrible in low light, though. And from there, I probably have bought in several digital cameras over the years. Before I started getting into Canon, I did have Samsung. I believe I had a Samsung Smart. I guess it was a smart shooter. It was a 20 megapixel smart camera that did the same thing that it does now with my Canon DSLR, which I was able to transfer photos from the camera directly to my cell phone via an app. So going from there, you know, when I decided to go back to school, I ended up majoring in mass comm, which if a lot of you are familiar with, it's more of a major for people that want to get into broadcast, etc. So from there, I decided to buy a Canon, a Handycam. Basically, it was a little Handycam. I still didn't know a lot about cameras back then. I just knew that these were the type of cameras that they would shoot with at my school some every now and then, especially with people when they had to just go do some quick shoot when it came to doing new stuff or whatever. So we used those cameras. They had auxiliary jacks to plug in external microphones or lav mics too. So that's why I ended up buying one of those cameras. The cool thing about that camera, though, and I shot a lot of my videos between I believe 2015 and 2017 with that specific camera. It was a good little camera. I had no issues with it. It had a kind of a crop in though, so it wasn't so much. It wasn't that great of a camera as far as like zoom in shots or anything like that. It gave me a lot of issues with clarity and color distortion, especially when I was shooting. But for the most part, it got the job done, guys. I can't complain. Now that I think about it, I kind of regret selling that camera now because I really enjoyed using it, and I used it for a podcast that I would record with my friends, and it would last an entire hour just recording. Now I ended up selling that, and I went back to shooting with cell phones for just a little bit. I believe it might be a 3 or 4 month period. I decided to sell all of my equipment, which I don't know why I did it. I think I was just going through some stuff, especially because I was kind of going through a breakup at the time. So I was just selling things, and I was like, I haven't really used this camera for what I wanted to use it for. So I decided to sell it, and then after that, I last year at the beginning of the year or towards the end of 2017, I just decided, hey, I kind of fell out of me making YouTube videos, and I kind of really didn't like the fact that I stopped making YouTube videos. I was like, why am I not making YouTube videos? You know what I mean? I mean, for the most part, I really enjoyed making YouTube videos. I earned somewhat of a side income doing it, so I was like, why did I stop doing it? So late 2017, early 2018, I just decided, hey, I'm gonna go all out, and I'm just gonna start posting more content, whether people watch or not. And at this time, I was only getting about maybe between 300 and 500 viewers a day on my YouTube channel, even though I still had maybe about 4 to 5,000 subscribers on my YouTube channel. People still subscribe, but I don't know. I just don't know how I continue to get views on my videos, by the way, because the algorithm is just so bad, right? But people subscribe, so I appreciate that, right? So last year, I decided, hey, I'm gonna invest a little more money into the camera quality and the editing of my videos. So last year I decided, hey, I'm gonna try to get better at taking what's called B-roll, which is just like little stock footage of whatever I'm reviewing, and I'll throw it into my video. So if you guys watched my Nexus 5X video, right, or even the Umadigi video before that, you'll see like little B-roll clips of the actual phone before I actually start the review. Now, I only do that because a lot of other YouTubers do that, and I'm not trying to copy anyone specific, but I'm just like, a lot of people kind of like looking at stuff like that, so I'm just like, why not try it? My B-roll is horrible, by the way. I don't think my B-roll is that great to begin with, but it's gotten better, it's gotten smoother, and that brings me to here with you guys now, guys. I'm still shooting with cell phones. I'm still shooting with my DSLR, and I'm just hoping that 2019. It's April. It's my birthday. I'm turning 33. I hope that this content continues to get better for all of us, and not just myself, but for the people watching. I'm hoping that people are still paying attention to my channel, guys. So again, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and end the video here. I know our dog and Space Turds might be the only ones watching that are left here, but for the most part, I want to thank my followers who continue to follow me on here. Just thank you guys. Thank you all again for the super chat. Thank you for sharing my videos. If you guys, the algorithm helps out when you guys help share the videos on social media. So if you guys have a Facebook or Twitter or whatever, any type of social media channel, share the videos. Us lower end YouTubers do not get noticed unless you guys share the content or like and comment as well. So again, guys, I just want to thank you all very much for staying here with me the full hour. I didn't realize I was going to stream like a whole hour, but it's my birthday stream, whatever. I'm going to do it, right? I will waste 1 hour of my time out of my 24 hours of being 33. Space Turd says, happy birthday, have a great time, and hope we'll get to talk later. Okay, great. Art Dog, thank you again, man. We'll see you guys later. Again, thanks for the super chat, guys. That means a whole lot to me. As always, guys, thank you again. We'll see you guys next time. Keep an eye out for the next video. Y'all have a great evening. We'll see you guys next.